everybody. It has been a hot minute. Um, I'm so sorry that it's taken this long for me to get back online here. Had a few things kind of come up and finally getting back into things. I'm going to give you the lowdown on what happened to me at the end of November, beginning of December, and I don't have any excuse after that time period. But at the towards the end of November, well, even earlier on in November, I was experiencing a lot of fatigue. I was tired a lot, and I just thought, seasonal depression kind of coming on, sort of thing, because I do have depression. It does tend to be worse when the sky's gray, which is why I'm in such a good mood right now because the sky is blue. Come here. Sorry, my cat is right there. Um, but the last Monday in November, I had gone with my mom to pick up some kitty litter, and it was a 20-pound box, and I put it in the back seat. And a few minutes after I put it in the back seat, the lower right side of my back started to hurt. I'm like, I must have pulled a muscle. Um, and by the end of the night, I was in agonizing pain. Um, I ended up taking 2 hot baths, and I kind of messaged my bosses because we're kind of like family. And I'm like, hey, heads up, um, I'm kind of experiencing this back pain issue. And one of them actually called me and like, do you think it's possible it's a kidney stone? And I said, well, I don't know what one feels like. It is better now. Um, so I started taking this Advil dual action, which acts as Tylenol and ibuprofen. It has the ingredients for those two um, in there. This is relevant later. um, and I was, using Salonpas. I was doing everything I could to keep the pain at bay. Towards the end of my shift on Tuesday, I started getting lightheaded. I went to urgent care. I said, hey, this is what happened, or at least what I thought would happen. And they gave me muscle relaxants, although they did note at that time I had a low-grade fever. Again, this comes into play later. The next 3 days, so Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, so I guess the next 4, my temperature ranged between like 100 and 103.5 or something like that. Some ridiculous number. And I was messaging my bosses in the morning pictures of my thermometer so they knew I wasn't, well, I mean, I'm sure they trust me anyway, but just so they knew, hey, this is what's going on. And finally went back to urgent care on Saturday. My mom took me, and at that time they did an x-ray, and they noticed a spot on the x-ray. And since it was kind of in that lung area, the urgent care said, it's walking pneumonia. We'll give you this medication and you should be better. I'm like, well, I'm not really coughing or anything, but okay. And go to the pharmacy, pick up that prescription. Not 3 hours later, I get a call saying that I have to haul my butt to the ER. They had done some blood tests on me while I was in urgent care, and they realized that I was anemic. And not only that, but they had talked to my psychiatrist. I don't know why they ended up talking to my psychiatrist, but they did. And turns out one of the antidepressants I was on, I'm no longer on this one, but that antidepressant and Tylenol combined together can actually have really, really, really bad side effects, which is why they wanted me to come to the ER like right away. I didn't have a car, so I ended up having to call an ambulance because they really wanted me there. I was able to walk out on my own volition. I was smart enough to take my phone charger with me. So I get there, and they're taking my blood. They note again that I'm severely anemic, and eventually I get in for a CAT scan. And they realized that the spot on my x-ray was not pneumonia. It was a kidney stone. So that fever and everything I was having, yeah, that's because I had a kidney infection because of the stone. I've seen the records afterwards. It turns out the infection was bad enough to actually double the size of my kidney. So I spent Saturday night, well, most of Saturday in the ER before they were able to get me into a bed Saturday night. And then I couldn't eat or drink anything because the next morning they put in a stent to help guide the kidney stone out and, help with the infection. I was also put on antibiotics at that time. And then on Monday, they did a gastro procedure where, they kind of check stuff out because I do have GERD. So they were trying to see if, something messed with that. And my liver numbers were off too, but they said, you've been taking this Tylenol leave thing for the last few days. That could screw that up. So I finally got let out Monday night. Well, not Monday night, so it was the first Monday in December. I ended up taking off work the next day because I did not sleep at all in the hospital. I don't know what the deal with their beds are. They're not comfortable at all. But, which is funny because I had actually had back surgery a few years earlier at that same hospital, and I don't recall a problem sleeping at that time, which is so weird. But the next 2 weeks, I believe on Mondays, I scheduled them. I had iron infusions, and then I had to take an iron pill for 2 months to help with the anemia. And they were thinking that the kidney stone kidney infection might have caused the anemia. At least that's my guess because I'm no longer on that iron pill. I did try to refill it. They said I only had to refill, so I'm assuming I'm fine now. The day of my first iron infusion, I had some really bad pain going to the bathroom. And I thought I was passing the stone. I was like, yay, I'm passing it. No, I was passing the stent. And the only thing I can think of, because the stone didn't pass before that, and to my knowledge, it did not pass after that. But all of a sudden it was gone. So I'm thinking the stone must have gotten stuck in the stent and forced the stent to go out on its own. That's the only thing I can think of. I did eventually get into urology. I was scheduled to go in December, but that appointment got messed up. And then I was scheduled for January, and then my doctor got sick. Hi, honey. And so, it got pushed back to like 2 weeks ago. And I was finally given the all clear. They gave me a list of foods that I'm supposed to avoid, which, funny thing, if I want to keep my iron up, those are foods that I'm actually supposed to be taking for iron. So that's going to be an interesting thing. So, yeah, that's kind of what was happening at the beginning of December. I have no excuse for what happened after that. I think part of it was the anemia, that I was still fairly tired in December. And then just this last week, last couple weeks actually, my dad ended up in the hospital. I was unable to be there because he was in a hospital over an hour away and I don't have a car. He is home now. He does have to do rehab and stuff, but he is better, so I've been worrying my head off the last couple weeks because I wanted him to be okay. But again, no excuse for why I haven't been on here. So, I think day 14 was where I left off, or around there, with the day-by-day stuff. So, I'm gonna let those days run, as it were, and then on day 14, 15, whatever day it was that we left off, we'll pick up again. And I am going to be doing some research stuff as well. Where did I just picked it up. Well, this one I didn't just pick up. I picked it up a couple months ago. I got the Atomic Habits book, and the one I just picked up, sorry, um, I got the New Mindset. So, gonna have a look at those and see if those will have any help at all. I'm sure they will, but you know, I'm gonna try and be on here more, give my takeaways on these as well as other books that I have. Like the main campus of the church that I go to is actually going to be going through a study of Made to Crave by Lysa TerKeurst, which is like a religious weight loss sort of thing. So I don't know if I'll get to do that because I am scheduled 8 to 5 on the day it starts, I think. Let me look at yeah, I think I'm scheduled to work 8 to 5 the day it starts. And it's at 6 or 6:30 at night. So we will see if I can finagle that. Maybe I can get some contacts and get a ride and let you know what I think of that too. So yeah, that's basically where I've been. Alani's been good. We've gone for a couple walks when it's been nicer. So we've been getting that in. She likes to be on her leash. Yes, you do. Yeah, she's such a sweet little bean. And yeah, so I am going to leave it at that, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and we'll be back on the videos hopefully very soon. Hopefully I won't mess up this time. Bye now.